All right, so there's going to be an added count of felonious assault. Would that be count 5, Mr. Hartung?
That's correct, Your Honor. We moved to add that at this point in time.
Okay, and then Mr. Hartung, hold on one second, would hold on. Would that also count 1 through 4 would be dismissed at the time of sentencing, as well as the habitual offender 4th offense notice?
That's also correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, is there any other terms to this plea?
There are.
Mr. Bell, go ahead, Stan.
Yeah, it's my understanding in agreement with Mr. Hardtongue that he would plead to the felonious assault. The guidelines we agreed to are 12 to 24 months, and he has no objection and would agree to the court sentencing him to the minimum guidelines of 12 months. But of course, the supplements would be dismissed and all the other charges would be dismissed at this point.
Okay, all right. I am missing, I forgot to call probation. Hold on a second.
Mike Stevenson.
Mr. Stevenson, I'm going to be taking a couple pleas this morning. Do you think you could zoom in?
I'll be in Old Favors, but I can let somebody know that's in
Okay,
there.
okay, great.
All right.
Thank you. Just have them zoom in.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so we'll get somebody in a minute. All right, so the sentence would be, the guidelines are agreed to be 12 to 24 months, and the sentence would be to the minimum of the guidelines. Is that correct, Mr. Hartung?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Dillard, get my script here. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
All right, can you state your full name for the record, please?
William Jared Dillard.
All right, and Mr. Dillard, you have heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to count 5 felonious assault?
Yeah.
All right, are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yeah.
You understand the maximum penalty of this offense could be up to 4 years in prison, but there is a Killebrew agreement between the prosecutor and Mr. Sala that the guidelines in this case are 12 to 24 months, and you will receive a sentence at the minimum end of the guidelines.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Hartung?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Sala?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, and is that correct as far as you're aware, Mr. Dillard?
Yeah.
All right, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial. Hold on a second. There's my PO. Let me bring them in. Hold on one second. All right. Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Good morning. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Jarrett Dillard, file number 22-21069 FC. Mr. Dillard is going to be pleading to an amended information with an added count 5 of felonious assault. The other counts, as well as the habitual offender notice, will be dismissed at the time of sentencing. The prosecutor or Mr. Hartung and Mr. Sala have stipulated that the minimum sentencing guidelines in this case will be 12 to 24 months, and that he would be sentenced to the minimum of the guidelines.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Dillard, thank you. So Mr. Dillard, do you understand you may ask for a non-jury trial? And if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I apologize. you have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial, to have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial and not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
yeah,
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
yeah,
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
no,
All right, so Mr. Dillard, how do you plead to the charge that on or about June 26th of 2021 in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of felonious assault? Guilty or not guilty?
guilty,
Okay. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge other than the agreement that was placed on the record?
no,
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
yes,
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Hartung,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sala?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Dillard, there has been an agreement placed on the record about sentencing you to the minimum of the guidelines. But other than that, in terms of probation or whatever fines and costs, has your attorney promised you anything else?
no,
Okay. Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
yes,
Okay. So, Mr. Dillard, on June 26th of 2021, were you in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee?
yes,
All right, and were you at a house that belonged to someone named Diamond?
yeah,
Okay, and at that time, did you have a weapon on you?
yes,
Okay, and some people were coming to the house. Did you know that there were people coming to the house that were armed?
yes,
Okay, and did you see that car when it pulled up?
yes,
And did you also have a gun?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I know you did. I know. And did you, Mr. Hartung or Mr. Sala,
Yeah, may I, Your Honor? Mr. Dillard, did you in fact pull your gun out and point it at the individuals?
yeah,
And did you place them in fear of potentially the gun being used against them?
yeah,
Okay. And you knew that that was unlawful at that point?
right, yeah,
Okay. I have no further.
Mr. Hartung?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Has the court complied with the MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Hartung?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sala?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them other than the Killebrew agreement that was placed on the record. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Sala, are you available on August 3rd at 8:15?
I have a trial in front of Judge Olsaver on that day at 9 a.m.
Dan,
Okay.
didn't you want this after a certain date?
Oh, yeah, after August 10th, 11th. So it would be after August 11th.
All right, so Miss Adams, could I get a date after August 11?
All right. August 18th.
Yes, that would be fine.
Oh, okay, so sentencing August 18th at 8:15. So, Mr. Dillard, you do have a right to be present in person for sentencing, or you can ask to be sentenced via Zoom. Do you have a preference?
He'll,
It don't matter.
Okay, Mr. Sala, would Zoom be all right?
yes, that should be fine.
Okay, so Mr. Dillard, someone from the probation department is going to come over to the jail and meet with you. And when you meet with them, be truthful about your background, the events that occurred. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report. We will provide a copy to Mr. Sala, and Mr. Sala will review that with you before the day of sentencing. Be truthful, like I said, about your background, the events that occurred. And are you on probation at all anywhere?
Yeah, I'm on parole right now.
Okay, all right. Who's your parole officer?
It's Lena McCaffrey, but I think Dave Face is filling in for her.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Jones, will reach out to them. All right. So Mr. Dillard, thank you. And anything else, Mr. Hartung or Mr. Sala?
No, Your Honor.
Not on this, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dillard.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Sala.
You're welcome. I'm gonna log off.
Okay. Mr. Hartung, don't you have Marcus Monroe as well?
Yes, he's the one that pled yesterday on this file.
But he has another file, and isn't Mr. Sala, Mr. Malaro on that file?
No, Mr. Odetella is on that file.
On both of them? Okay.
Yes, that's the one that's set for trial at the end of July.
Right, okay. All right, Mr. Malaro, I do believe we will be getting your client next.
Okay, if I could, real brief.
Okay, we are live on YouTube, just
Yeah, I know.
that matters.
So, Mr. Hartung, I'm looking at the drug cases. And I have a note, one of the notes says, where'd it go? He would plead to one charge and any incarceration would be local, I guess, meaning any time he would get would be jail instead of any prison sentence. Does that,
Initially, that's initially correct. I think he's going to guideline out to a jail term stand.
is that still your position?
It is.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You bet.
Or do you want it, Dillard? All right. Mr. Malaro, will you need a breakout room, Mr. Tyndall?
I will. Yes.
I mean, just right there, I just look at the reasons, there's a lot more than here, like on the jail services with the audio that that's really what that is. I also the more of what the it's just what really is fun. When I definitely sometimes that's for sure in church things, whether it's prayer, but I am asking whatever. Right when I was on the investment report, this place.
All right, Mr. Tyndall, how are you?
How are you?
I am good. So Mr. Malaro would like a breakout room with you. So I'm going to open up a breakout room for you and Mr. Malaro, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there you go. Go ahead and join that. Oh, I'll mute myself. Okay, I'm gonna bring him up to the podium. Mr. Phillips, can you come up to the podium? Hi, Mr. Phillips.
How are you?
Good. So this is in the matter of Lauren Phillips Farrar versus Robert Phillips, file number 20-47595 DM. So Mr. Phillips, you had filed an ex parte motion, and I reviewed it and I set it for hearing today. Were you able to serve her a copy of this or get a copy to her?
They told me that I wouldn't have to worry about it until at the clerk's office. They said I wouldn't have to worry about it until I get the decision from you.
Okay. All right. So hold on just a second. All right. Okay, Mr. Phillips, I want to apologize for that, but we have to notify them. Once I deny the ex parte, you need to mail it with a notice of hearing to her, okay?
That's what I had to do the first time. So I was kind of confused when they had said that, but
The first time for what?
the first time I filed an ex parte, I had to mail her and her lawyer, I believe, both a copy of everything.
Yeah, so does she have a lawyer now that you're aware of?
Dave Stimson.
Okay, all right, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to set this for another date. And then, we will, get you a notice of hearing today. And, do you want us just to put a copy of this in the envelope with the notice of hearing
For today?
for the next date?
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay, all right, so just hang out for a minute and, do you work during the day at all?
Yeah, so I work for the state of Michigan out of Dundee. I get lots of time off, but I prefer not to use it, but I work normally 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
All right, so, that pretty much is during our workday, but you can appear via Zoom. Do you know that?
I'm not allowed to use my camera and stuff at work.
Can you take a break and go to your car?
I believe I could do that. I prefer to show up in person just because it's like a gray area.
No,
for-
it's fine with me, but unfortunately, I can't schedule a hearing except during your workday.
Oh, yeah, no, I can make whatever you got.
Okay.
I got plenty of time off.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to, all right, I'm gonna go get a date and we'll have a notice of hearing for you, okay?
Can we make it for after, like, I believe the 15th of July, sometime
Sure.
after that?
Sure, we can do that. All right, give me just a minute, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Phillips, we're getting that date now, so just have a seat and we'll bring that into you in just a minute.
Yep, can I ask one question real
Sure.
fast? The last time that I had seen you, you had said something about a friend of the court. I never received that paper.
So you probably want to go down to front of the court before you leave today and check on that.
All right,
All right?
all right.
Thanks.
Yep.